This airport is just so entertaining. I love it. I feel like a king. Beautiful carpet, gold everywhere. I was told not to take videos. For them, cameras are like related to espionage. I'm done. I'm so done. Today we are flying one of the most bizarre airlines to the most isolated country on earth. Welcome on board Turkmenistan Airlines, where we fly empty planes to a palace-looking airport with no passengers but plenty of police officers that monitor every step you do. Strange lunch boxes, suspicious-looking cabin crew, and plenty of interesting encounters. Join me on another aviation adventure, flying to Turkmenistan. If you're new to the channel, my name is Josh Cahill, a multi-award winning aviation YouTuber with over 500 million views, and I love to hold airlines accountable for the promises they make. My favorite hobby? Featuring unique airlines from all over the world. I organized Afghanistan's first all-female flight, and I'm also proudly banned from Qatar Airways. The last time I flew Turkmenistan Airlines, I had an entire Boeing 777 all to myself. I was locked inside an airport hotel for 18 hours and encountered pilots smoking on the plane. It was a great adventure, and since you guys loved it so much, I thought, why not fly them again? So here I am in Milan, taking another flight on the channel's favorite airline. Thank you. Let's go on another adventure. Turkmenistan Airlines. So we started boarding half an hour ago, but yeah, we're not actually boarding. We just wanted to get us into the jet bridge, and that's about it. Oh damn, how much I miss these grumpy faces of Turkmenistan Airlines crew. But hey, look at this slick new business class. We are flying their 737 this time to Ashgabat, and probably the 777 on our way to Bangkok. But hey, this cabin looks a lot better than most European airlines. So guys, and here we are. Welcome on board the 737-800 of Turkmenistan Airlines, and honestly, I did not expect that when I walked in here. Did you see that business class? Pretty solid, and also the economy class looks really nice. You can tell that this plane has been refurbished maybe a week ago. It's nice, it's slick. I mean, there's no like in-flight entertainment, there's no screens or such, but it's clean and it's nice, and the seat feels comfortable as well, and the boarding music is just incredible. So we've been sitting here probably for a good 90 minutes. It's boiling hot in here. Nobody says anything. Crew's nowhere to be seen. No idea what we're waiting for. And yeah, people get slightly annoyed, but they don't really protest because most of them are from Turkmenistan and they think all of this is normal. Luckily I have a 4.5 hour layover in Ashgabat, so imagine missing my flight and having to return to this hotel, being locked in there again. Oh god. Features of our aircraft. And then with a 2-hour delay, we finally pushed back and made our way to the runway. And it's a good time to let you know that I still have my Cahill keyring combo deal going on. The link is in the description box below. Now lean back and enjoy the not so beautiful sound of those 737 engines climbing out of Milan. And it wasn't too long until the famous Turkmenistan Airlines lunchbox arrived. So guys, we are half an hour into the flight, and guys, it didn't take too long to receive one of those famous Turkmenistan Airlines lunchboxes, including a hot meal. I mean, there's no choice, but it has a chicken on it, so I guess there's only chicken available. And I bet the word vegetarian doesn't exist in the Turkmenistan language. So, and that concludes the lunch service. I'll give it a solid 2.5 out of 10. Though it had endless items and 90% of them were meat, it didn't taste that good. Did I miss the famous, or should I rather say the infamous lunchbox of Turkmenistan Airlines? Probably not. But I do find Turkmenistan to be such a fascinating country. It's very isolated. It's a country with one of the poorest human rights record. It's one of the most censored places on earth. They barely have any internet, so they don't really know what's going on outside of this world. So I'm really surprised that Turkmenistan Airlines has so many flights, especially like to Frankfurt, Milan, Bangkok, Beijing. Given that they're so isolated, I wonder what kind of locals go out and travel. I mean, on this flight there's a couple of Russians, a few backpackers, and but also a few locals. So I really wonder what kind of locals that have that privilege to leave the country, to travel abroad. Maybe they work for the government, maybe they are foreign workers. Yeah. So if you know more about this, please enlighten us in the comment section below. The rest of the flight was rather uneventful, and I checked out the tiny 737 bathroom on this plane. It was kept clean throughout the flight. Interestingly, after the meal service, you wouldn't see any of the crew members again, as they locked themselves in the galleys, just as I remember from my first flight with them. So welcome in Ashgabat. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So literally like 15 seconds before we touched down, like a Chinese lady, she went to the loo. Like we were just about to touch down, she went to the loo. Crew didn't care, so she went inside. Then we had quite of a rough landing, and the door opened because she didn't close it properly because of the impact, and she ran out with her pants down. That's why I love flying these kind of airlines, because you don't get to experience that anywhere else. It looked hilarious. That's why you should always sit in the back of the plane. That's where miracles happen. So she grabbed all her stuff, and we are taxiing, and she's running to the front of the plane. Jesus. I've never seen that before. Thank you. Bye-bye. Here we are. Welcome back to one of the most bizarre airports I've ever seen in my life. I still can't get over the lady. So the thing with Ashgabat airport is it's massive, but it barely has any traffic. Yeah, it's something unlike I've ever seen before. It's like crazy. Look at this. Look at that hole. How long it is. It's just a massive airport, and there's like literally almost like no foreign airlines flying here. It is literally just Turkmenistan Airlines that are operating out of here. Very unique airport. Very unique. So last time I came here, they literally locked me into a hotel for 18 hours because it was just like towards the end of COVID and they had no transit passengers, and obviously I couldn't enter the country, and the hotel wasn't open, so I was the only guest at the hotel. So they put me in there, they locked the door, and they said, we come back at 6 p.m. to feed you, and then again the next morning to get you some breakfast. I mean, they were super nice, they were super kind about it, but yeah, it was all a bit bizarre, but somehow cool really, because you don't have internet here, and the room is actually really lovely. Had a nice view. I was looking at some 757s, 777s, whatever. I mean, there's literally no traffic. It's like a ghost airport, but I had it all to myself. And everyone was really nice. People who are really nice. At least the people here at the airport. Oh, good. Thank you. It's like really strange. Don't know whether you could see it, but if you want to enter the country, it's 2025. You still have to do a COVID test here. Weird stuff. Makes no sense. But now get ready for the emptiest airport in the world. Today's video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN, a service I have been using for the past 5 years. And let me give you a few good reasons why you should get Surfshark VPN as well. By using Surfshark VPN, you get around online censorship. Whether you want to access TikTok in India, make video calls in the Middle East, or use Instagram in Russia, and all this while protecting your online identity, especially when using public Wi-Fi. My favorite perk? Finding cheaper flight deals by changing my location using a VPN, and I'm also able to access different Netflix libraries or watch the highlights of my favorite football team by getting around geolocation blocking. So all you have to do is go to surfshark.com/Josh Cahill. The link is also in the description box below, or use the code Josh Cahill at checkout to get 4 additional months for free. Now let's go back to the review. Look at that globe. Fancy. That is also quite cute. I love Ashgabat, and then got a 777 right there. So what do we have now? We have a flight to Urumqi on China Southern, and then Turkish Airlines. Of course, every airport in the world has a Turkish Airlines flight. And then it's pretty much just Turkmenistan, it's Beijing at 3:30, Bangkok at 4:20, that's my flight. Emirates is flying here now as well, interesting. And then you have the Moscow flights on F7, S7 Airlines. A lot more than back in the days when I got here. But we still have, every 50 meters, you have a police officer standing there. I'll show you in a little bit. That's also really weird. And they don't like filming at all. How are you? How are you? You good? This airport is just so entertaining. I love it. But it's really comfortable. It's really comfortable. Very shiny. Lots of gold. It is a beautiful place. It's also my second night in a row not sleeping in a proper bed, but on an airplane. New York, London, and now Ashgabat, Bangkok. Hardcore. So every time you go up to those police officers and you just smile at them and you say, hey, hello, how are you? They're so grateful for this cultural exchange. I mean, obviously they don't get to mingle a lot with foreigners, so it puts a huge smile on their face. Always nice to see, isn't it? But look at this. This whole area here to myself, super comfortable. Still like, I feel like a king right here in my armchair. The shiny, big terminal, beautiful carpet, gold everywhere, lights everywhere. It is quite impressive. Quite impressive. I gotta say, they have upgraded the airport quite a bit since my last visit. Ho Chi Minh, 5,000 kilometers. That's where actually my final destination is, Vietnam, Delhi. So, and considering it is 2 a.m. in the middle of the night, all the cafes right there, here, including the duty-free shop, everything here is still open and running as normal. Most of the airports, when you get there at 2 a.m., you're lucky if you find someone who's selling you a chocolate bar. Let's check out the duty-free stock. Look at this, all sorts of local beer. So you have the obvious stuff here, like coffee, like Nescafe, and all that sorts of stuff, chocolate you would find at any airport. But then you also have the local stuff, Poema, Springer, Ajajik, or Hazar. It's really awesome. Nice, I like this. Look at this, it says Turkmenistan. Beautiful. That must be my favorite. Soko cream. Choco cream. The local Turkmenistan Nutella. I should actually buy one of those. How much is it? It says, what is that? 30 manat. Like a manat, I guess it's local currency. No idea what the exchange rate is though. It doesn't say anything in dollars. How are you? All good? Yeah? It's late. 2 a.m. Huh? See ya. The music here is amazing. Alright guys, it's 4 a.m. Let's board flight number 2. At this time, beautiful 777 is waiting for us.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
This way.
And here we go again, on board Grumpy Face Airlines, this time on one of their Boeing 777s. Once again, the plane was pretty empty, and I still wonder how this airline makes any profit at all. But then again, the country is super rich in resources and probably doesn't care about these things at all. What do you think? Does anyone give a damn about load factors on this airline? So guys, we are on board the 777. You probably remember the in-flight entertainment. That is not working. Oh my god, no. Things have changed. Is it working now? Is it? Well, the last time you just had like a screensaver, like a wallpaper, like with clouds and their logo. That was it. Now they at least have something. We'll figure out whether it works throughout the flight, but right now it's not responsive. But yeah, I'm pretty knackered, really sleepy. It's like my second night on a plane, and I urgently need to sleep. I was told not to take videos. I wasn't even caught in the act. She was just walking past me, and instead of saying, "Hey, good morning, handsome," she was like, "Sir, you cannot film here on this airplane." I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. I already have a video with over 1 million views of Turkmenistan Airlines. I mean, I just don't get the attitude anyways. Why are you so concerned about me or others taking videos on this airplane?" But this is like, as a former Soviet country, it's like a very Soviet kind of thing. They don't associate cameras with like tourism or anything nice. For them, cameras are like related to espionage. They think I'm a spy. So yeah, look, she was just taking a photo there at the passenger, and I think I will just sleep. And yeah, the map was working. They even have a camera and 5 local movies. So every time I fly Turkmenistan Airlines, they do improve. It's fantastic. Very good. I'm so happy for them. Well, we then pushed back and made our way to the runway. We were climbing out of Ashgabat, and I would get a proper look at the eagle-shaped terminal building, which is quite impressive. I'd say that this airport is by far the most unique and bizarre, not only in the world, but perhaps the entire universe. What is your most bizarre airport? Let me know in the comments. And of course, shortly after, the crew would throw their infamous food boxes at the few passengers on this plane. And once again, I give this meal a solid 2.86 out of 12. I tried to sleep for a bit until I was once again woken up for another yet amazing breakfast box. What a fantastic airline Turkmenistan Airline is. But now let's go to the loo. So the good news is I pretty much slept throughout the entire flight. But whenever there was meal service, the crew literally like violently shook you and woke you up and gave you the infamous lunchbox. But other than that, yeah, I'm done. I'm so done. That was too much. Anyways, we're descending now. Can't wait to get to Bangkok. And of course, I have to show you the in-flight magazine featuring the great supreme leader of the Turkmen people. In fact, Turkmenistan Airlines used to have a framed picture of him inside every plane. Unfortunately, they got rid of that. Such a shame. After 7 long hours and 2 Turkmenistan Airlines flights, I was happy to be back in the real world again, touching down in beautiful Thailand. And all this for just 200 euros. What a bargain for endless entertainment. Thank you, bye.
Bye-bye.
Here we are, Turkmenistan Airlines, belt number 12. That was the fastest I've ever been through immigration in Thailand, ever. I was so lucky they just opened a new counter and I was there through in 1 minute. And yeah, a 200 euro flight is a 200 euro flight. Advantages, Turkmenistan Airlines, most of the time, nobody flies with them, so you get always your own row. As you could see, with all 4 flights that I've ever had, from having my own airplane, I got downgraded a little bit just to only having my own row, but hey, who am I to complain? But yeah, it is, I mean, they're getting better. Last time they had 0 movies, now they have 4 movies and a map, a flight map, so it's not that bad. So I think next time they might even have nice crew, or a smile, or God knows, proper food. But I can strongly recommend it for that price to get from Europe to Asia. Hey, and the airport is pretty amazing. It's like, you know, it's like an attraction. You know, like you fly the airline and you go to the airport. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before, and you'd be like, wow, this is pretty incredible. But yeah, this is it, guys. Check out my Patreon for some extra perks. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comment section below. Would you fly Turkmenistan Airlines?